Welcome to our Detroit News High School football preview. Tom, we're at the last week of the season, the championship games. We've got 8 games over 2 days on Friday and Saturday, and a lot of rematches, which you don't see a lot, and a lot of teams that are there for the 3rd straight year. We'll start in Division I with the Detroit Catholic Central 11-2, coming off one of the bigger upsets, and I don't know if we can even call it an upset at this point, over Detroit Cass Tech last week, 28-0. They get their 3rd straight trip to the Division I championship game, and they're going to face a Clarkston team that's making their first ever appearance in that championship game.
Yeah, CC's making 4 out of 5 now because in 09 they defeated Sterling Heights Stevenson. I think last week's game was a surprise over Cass Tech only in the score, 28-0. I don't think it was a surprise that CC won because I think both teams were fairly even going into that game. Maybe the weather had something to do with it. Nobody's going to use that as an excuse. That being said, CC, I think, has the advantage in this game, if for no other reason than their experience being here and CC being CC. They just know how to win. Clarkston, you know, I was there last week. They were outstanding, but it was against Flint Carman Ainsworth. Now, Carman Ainsworth isn't what you would equate to a Rockford or anyone like that.
Right.
So you wonder how big of a win that is as far as how great they look. They're going to have much tougher opponent this week. But I think one thing you have to look for, Clarkston last week, with their win, they only threw 1 pass. And DJ Zazula, their quarterback, was not a factor in that. And I think he will be this week. So I think CC, looking at that game film, would have to look at some other game film, really, to see what Clarkston's offense is all about. That being said, I like CC.
And certainly the focal point of this game, Ian Erickson, 355 yards and 6 touchdowns last week against Carman Ainsworth. Is this a story of the team that plays better defense, it has the upper hand and is probably going to win this game? CC with the probably the run-only offense, and you mentioned Clarkston only ran once last week. You might see a few more passes from Clarkston this week.
Yes.
But I think it boils down to whichever team plays better defense and can shut that down, maybe the team that prevails.
I'll expand it to both lines, offensive and defensive lines.
Sure,
whoever wins the war there, because they're both pretty equal in many areas. The run game, you kind of balance them off. Perhaps Clarkston has an advantage in the passing game, numbers-wise they do. But CC, I saw them against Bedford. You know, when they had to throw the ball, they did, and they were successful at it. So don't count them out from not throwing the ball.
Yeah, and I think CC, as you mentioned, having been here for the past 5 years, these seniors are used to this. Clarkston may get a little shell-shocked under being under those bright lights and being under that big crowd. And in the moment, if they can overcome that, they could spring the upset. But I like CC in this game. Let's move to Division II, another rematch of last season's championship game. Brother Rice defeated Muskegon last year 35-28, and Rice on a 21-game winning streak. But of course the headline in this game is going to be Al Fracassa in his farewell game and all of the pomp and circumstance that goes around that. Is there a way that Muskegon is able to pull this game out?
Well, I think so, because they have the motivation of losing in the Motor City Miracle last year that Muskegon likes to call it, that reverse or a bounce pass, as it were, on the kickoff return. Shane Fairfield, the coach of Muskegon, told me they've been working on that all season long, so they won't be surprised or shocked if and when that happens. That being said, I think Muskegon has a great chance of winning this game. I think Brother Rice hasn't had the road, the tough road that Muskegon has to get here. Granted, Rice was tested last week a little bit against King. It was 26-0 at halftime. But, you know, I like Brother Rice in this game because I think Brother Rice is the best team in the state. And even Tom Mack of CC went out of his way to say that, you know, we lost 2 games this year, and we think it's to the best team in the state. So we think we're second best. Kind of. He didn't say that, but if you lost to the best team, they're going after the Division I title. I just think Brother Rice's team is so complete, they're so well balanced that I don't know if there's going to be anything that Muskegon's can do to beat them. But Muskegon can win the game if Brother Rice gets out of character as far as turning the ball over and maybe getting out of sync, so to speak.
Yeah, and I think this is a game where the kids are going to be focused because they've been playing for that. This is for coach. And if you ever see a this is for coach situation, this is going to be it. I think they can remain focused, overcome all those obstacles and all the distractions, and they're able to pull this game out and win their 3rd straight state championship. Move on to Division III. Zeeland West 12-1 playing DeWitt 13-0. And for Zeeland West, this is kind of a how did they get here scenario. They've thrown 30 passes total all season, but 10 of them have been for touchdowns. So when you see them throwing the ball, usually good things are going to happen from there.
Well, they don't really have to throw the ball. They ride in that tight T, and it's really difficult to defend that offense. DeWitt will come in with the spread, but they also run the spread to run the ball. They'll pass it 50% of the time, so they like to run the ball as well. And I think the indoors is going to help DeWitt, whereas Zeeland West, they joked, John Shillito called up the coach, Rob Zimmerman, said, hey, let's move this game outside, We'd be happy to play this outside. Of course, they refused. But, I like DeWitt in this game. I like their balance, so we'll go with them.
Yeah. I like DeWitt as well. I think Zeeland West, if they need to pass the ball, they might be in some trouble. And again, if they get down in a game like this is a game where running isn't going to be able to help them.
Right.
But averaging almost 50 points a game, they can put up the points where they won't get down as quickly. Move on to Division IV, another local team, Marine City at 12-1, playing Grand Rapids South Christian. Marine City lost to Grand Rapids Christian, or I'm sorry,
South Christian
lost to Christian
in the first game of the season.
But Marine City's only loss has been to St. Clair.
Right.
So both teams coming off that one loss. But who do you like in this game?
I like South Christian, the defending champs. I think Marine City is a real surprise being here. Last week they upset Lansing Sexton 12-7, and maybe the weather, the wind had something to do with that victory for Marine City. Mm-hmm. You still got to, no excuses. You got to play in those conditions. But South Christian's a really balanced team. They've been here before. I like that experience. Normally I go with an experienced team, and I will in this game.
Yeah, and this is. For Marine City, this isn't one of their better teams, and they've been here before. They won in 07, they lost in the finals in 11. Mm-hmm. But this isn't that same prototypical team that's been tough and been able to come through with those wins. I like South Christian in this game as well. Last game, Division 7, and this is one of those collision course games to another rematch. Detroit Loyola at 13-0, playing Ishpeming at 13-0. Rematch of last year's game, which was 20-14. Ishpeming wins. But Loyola has been on that collision course looking for this rematch ever since that. They get an opportunity at it. Do you think that they're able to come through with a big win for another Catholic League team that could win a state championship?
I think they win by 2 touchdowns. I think Loyola is a better team they were in last year. And let's say Ishpeming's just as good as they were last year, which is debatable. They have a better quarterback this year for Loyola. Garrett Schilling has had an outstanding season. You look at what schedule they played this year has been upgraded. They moved up a division
to the intersectional,
right?
Yeah.
And they played some good non-conference games against Country Day and East English. I think Loyola wins by a couple touchdowns. I think they're focused, and I think they come in with a better frame of mind.
Yeah, and this could be even a best bet. It looks like Loyola
has
best bet. A decided advantage this week. Well, those are the 5 games. You can check out all of our coverage online at DetroitNews.com and also in print in Saturday's edition. All of Tom's coverage as well, looking at Monday, looking back at all of the games. For Tom Markowski, I'm Rod Beard. Great season with you. We'll look forward to coming back next season as well.